Hello, everybody. Come on in. It's Fabulous Friday. Come on in. Let's talk about Fabulous Friday. Okay, everybody, we're getting ready for a great Fabulous Friday recipe. Well, I love Fabulous Friday because it gives me an opportunity to come live and share with you a healthy recipe that you can either decide to make this evening for dinner, or you might decide to save it for Saturday or Sunday. So today I'm going to share with you a recipe that is so easy to make and it's absolutely delicious. First of all, I want you to know that we are going to be making this in a wonderful product that is not in our regular catalog that we have on special right now. So I want to share that with you. This happens to be a 5-quart Braiser. It is in our stainless steel, classic stainless steel collection. And of course, as most of our cookware, it is cut. And I'll bring that in so you can see it with our beautiful Princess Heritage design. Today, we're going to use this 5-quart Braiser not to braise any type of meat, but we're actually going to use it on our top of the stove method of cooking a healthy shrimp scampi. So we're going to start off by me heating up our skillet. And as I've mentioned before, it is always a great idea to keep the temperature of your skillet to a medium-high to medium. You never want to cook on high, but always try to cook on medium, medium-low, and at the most a medium-high, never high. So I'm going to heat up my skillet, and as I'm heating up my skillet, I'm going to just mention to you that today I'm going to be using this recipe that is very healthy, but I'm also sharing with you that I'm using several of our other products, such as our Fantasia Fresh storage container. These are fabulous to be able to prep for meals. And as I always share with you, one of the best ways of ensuring that you are able to come in and put a meal together very quickly is the prep that you do ahead of time. So I have my shrimp all ready to go. And of course, I also am using one of my produce keepers. In this produce keeper, I am all ready to go with my fresh spinach. I have also pre-cut my cherry tomatoes. Aren't those looking great? Those cherry tomatoes are all ready to go. And each of my other ingredients have already been prepped and ready for me to put into my skillet. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to put my olive oil in the skillet. This recipe calls for just a little butter, so I've got my butter ready as well. Okay. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm putting in my freshly cut garlic. One of the neat things about cooking with all fresh ingredients is that the aroma of whatever you're cooking just smells so good. And as I mentioned before, I always like to make sure I'm cooking on a lower temperature. So I just dropped my temperature down a little bit lower. Now I'm putting in scallions. So we're going to mix our scallions in. Now I have pepper flakes. And I also have a little paprika. Oh my, this is really smelling great. You can use pepper to taste, so I have just a little pepper here. Okay. That's mixing up really well. All right, now I'm going to put in some of my wonderfully prepared shrimp. I don't know about you guys, but I could eat shrimp almost every day. Okay. Shrimp, of course, is a healthy protein. Okay, we're just putting all of this in, mixing it together. And now I'm going to fold in some white wine. Now, what you would also be doing, because we are going to be using pasta, I prefer to use a wheat pasta. So my wheat pasta should be cooking at this time. And because I'm putting this together for all of you right now, I did pre-cook my pasta, but it has to remain nice and hot. So we are going to let this simmer together for just a little while. Okay? Okay, and then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to fold in some condensed milk. Okay? Just fold in your condensed milk. You can get either the sweetened or unsweetened condensed milk. This is what's creating the cream sauce for our shrimp scampi. Okay, now I'm going to put the lid on and we're just going to let this simmer for just a few minutes. One of the things about cooking shrimp is that you don't want to overcook your shrimp. So we're just going to let this simmer for just a few minutes. Now, I don't know how many of you like spices, but I do like spicy food. And so even though we have put in some red pepper, you may also choose, if you'd like, and I just lowered it one more time, you may also want to, once it's all finished, you may want to sprinkle just a little Cajun seasoning on it, because as they say, that will kick it up a notch. Now, while we're waiting for this, we're, believe it or not, almost complete with our recipe. But I want to show you that I have my hot, and you can see the steam coming from it. I have my hot wheat pasta, and this is spaghetti pasta. If you want it, you could use another type, but I'm using spaghetti. And of course, it's nice and hot. And the reason for that, the last two ingredients that we have will be the cherry tomatoes that have been cut in half, and then we have fresh spinach. And why the noodles need to be hot is so that when I fold those noodles in, and then I fold in the remaining vegetables, it will cook the tomatoes and the spinach. So I think that we've let this wait long enough, and you can see the steam coming off. I'm now going to fold in my vegetables. And those are my cherry tomatoes. And then next I'm going to fold in my spinach. I love my produce keepers. They can really do a marvelous job. Now it looks like that's a lot of spinach, doesn't it? But when the spinach wilts, it will almost disappear. Hard to believe, but it will almost disappear. I'm going to give this just a couple of minutes, and at the very end, I'm going to fold in my spaghetti noodles. So I'm going to put the lid back on for just a couple of minutes. No more than about 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, we are about ready to now fold in our pasta. And boy, I wish I could tell you how delicious this is smelling. All right, let's get this pasta in here. And all I'm going to do is just fold in my pasta. And this is such a beautiful plated meal as well. As you'll see when I plate it, it's absolutely gorgeous. And it's a great way to get in that green vegetable, such as your spinach. Get in those tomatoes. And believe it or not, just by folding this in, my meal is ready. And for those of you who've been here since the start of my demonstration, you know how little time it has taken for me to complete this meal. So my meal is ready. Once again, if I wanted, I could add a little Cajun topping, and if I wanted it to be kicked up just a little bit higher with spices. So what I'm about to do now is I'm actually going to plate this for you so you can see how gorgeous my meal looks. And of course, all the utensils that I'm using are part of our Princess House Culinario series of utensils. They're stainless steel, and the handle is, of course, and then of course we have the silicone. So I'm going to show you guys my plated healthy shrimp scampi. Okay, that's it. I'm now going to turn off my induction unit, and I want you guys to take a look at that beautiful shrimp plate. Isn't that healthy looking? And that's how simple it is to make this meal for your family. So I want you guys to have a fabulous Friday. I'm signing off for today, and I welcome you back to my next Fabulous Friday. Everybody have a great weekend. We're going to end it here. Thank you for being with me. Bye, everybody.